Security outside the British High Commission and the envoy's residence in the national capital has been reduced. Now, this is seen as a direct reaction to the violent protests that took place outside the Indian High Commission in London over the weekend when we saw those pro-Khalistan protesters outside India's High Commission in London. Windows were smashed, the glass was broken and the tricolour had been pulled down. And now this action in which the barricades outside the residence of the British High Commissioner have been removed. Let's go across to Kadambani for more on this. Kadambani, what can you share with us what is being said by authorities, security being downgraded?
Well, Gargi, no one will go on record saying that it is a retaliation for what has happened in UK. And also when we asked the British High Commission, one of the spokespersons said that they do not comment on such a security matters. But what we can safely say that it is of course a retaliation of what has happened there. India has been repeatedly asking for more security over there, and this is not the first time when something like this has happened. And also today itself there is another protest which has been planned by Khalistan supporters there, and we do not know how it is going to pan out. And also this is not the first time where such vandalism took place outside and inside Indian High Commission. If you remember, the recent attack happened in 2019 when there were several people who gathered outside on 15th of August and 3rd of September, and they pelted the High Commission with stones and eggs and shoes and whatnot. So this has happened several times before as well. If we go back historically, it has also happened in 70s, in 84, in 85. So this has happened again and again, and India has been very clear about the security situation there, and has also, even for this incident which happened recently, India was very firm and asked for explanation from UK's Deputy High Commissioner here, and said that something like this should not happen again. So we are seeing that this barricades which are like everywhere, not only in outside High Commission but also outside High Commissioner's residence in central Delhi. So the barricades were there, those have been removed, and obviously this is something which has been done to give a message. Now, why we believe that this is a kind of messaging? Because something like this happened in 2013 as well. If you remember the case of our diplomat Devyani Khobragade, who was arrested in US, yes. She was strip searched. This was 2013, and that time also the same thing happened. India removed the barricades which were there in here in Delhi outside
the US embassy.
Right.
Yes, that was and that was remarked upon across the world as well. It was it was noticed because it was such a big deal, and yes, it was seen as a reaction to the arrest of our diplomat in the US.
Right. So this is something which has happened, and we have to remember that according to Vienna Convention, the responsibility of security of the diplomats and the high commissions or these places which other countries have here, the responsibility lies with the government. So when we say that the barricades have been removed, that does not mean that the security blanket is over. But this is of course a messaging which has been done similarly to what happened in 2013, where India had done this, and now again after so many reminders and after so many incidents which have happened in London outside Indian High Commission. So this is definitely a messaging, but of course no one is going to go on record and say that this is what we have done as a retaliation.
Kadambani, stay on with us. We're also joined by Neeta for more. And Neeta, what are you hearing from your sources, and security there being downgraded, or rather barricades being removed outside the High Commission?
Gargi, the special security cover which was provided to the High Commissioner, that is what is asked. The sources are saying that it has been taken away. The protocol, however, exists. The standard for protocol obviously exists. As far as the High Commissioner's security is concerned, Gargi, there was a concrete barricade at the entrance of the house located at the roundabout near the army headquarters. That is still there, but those barricades, those mobile barricades, those are not there. However, the Ministry of Home Affairs is yet to respond. However, sources confirm that some part of special security has been withdrawn as India has decided to review the security of UK diplomats also in retaliation as to what had happened in London just few days back. In fact, today also, as Kadambani was pointing out, that today also protests are there. So obviously, keeping that in mind also, this action has been taken. And even in 2013, that Devyani Khobragade incident is fresh on our minds. So obviously India doesn't take it very lightly when its premises are, attacked or ransacked. So in that retaliation, in that cover-up of kind of a thing, this special status has been withdrawn. Gargi?
All right, Anita, thanks so much for joining us with those details. Well, Kadamni, coming back to you, when that action took place on Sunday, where we saw the pro-Khalistan, protests and the windows also being damaged, the tricolour being pulled down on that day as that protest took place. At that time as well, India summoned the most senior diplomat, British diplomat, and, very strongly spoke out about this and said that, we need better security and why no action was taken. So what now has been happening at that level? Do we know, at the diplomatic level, what has been happening about increasing security? And yes, another protest is also planned there in London.
Right. On record, no one has been saying anything about this. After that very strong message which was given to Deputy High Commissioner when she was summoned to Foreign Ministry here, where it said that they asked for an explanation and said that this should not happen again. But of course, when there is a protest planned, we do not know exactly what has transpired between the High Commission and the authorities there. But of course, India would be expecting some sort of restraint which should be put there by British authorities. When this incident happened on Sunday, the police arrived when all the protesters had disappeared. So this is something which has become a very grave point, and when security is in question, India does not want to take any chances with what is happening in Punjab, how one person has disappeared and police is trying to find him. So India does not want to take any chance, but is India getting any definite assurance? That is the biggest question, because has Indian High Commission there conveyed its concerns to authorities? I'm sure they must have, but if even then the protest is taking place, and we are waiting to see if it does take place and how British police react to it. That is a litmus test for how Britain is trying to secure the Indian High Commission as well as the staff working there. Gargi.
All right. Thanks so much, Kadamni, for joining us with the latest.